If you've been studying for the BCBA or BCABA exam, then you know that there are a lot of study materials out there, and not all of them are accurate. As a former teacher and college professor, this really bothers me because I don't want you studying the wrong information. The pass rates are low enough as it is, without poorly written mock questions confusing you even more. So I started screenshotting mock questions when I came across some that I saw that could be improved so that we could kind of talk about them and figure out why they don't work. Because if you can learn to spot these problem questions, you're going to have a much deeper understanding of the content, and you're going to become a better test taker. We will review one question per video, and I'm going to be doing a series of videos. So if you like this one and you want to see more like it, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button so you can be notified as soon as I release a new video. Now, before we dive in, I do want to give a little disclaimer. All of the questions that I'm going to be sharing were posted online in public groups, and I'm using them here solely for the purpose of teaching. I also purposely never share the name of the creator because I don't want to call anyone out. That is absolutely not the purpose of this video. Rather, I want to use these questions as a teaching opportunity to help you think more critically about the content that you come across online. Think of it as me injecting you with a healthy dose of philosophic doubt. Okay, let's jump in. Today's question says, which experimental design is best for demonstrating functional control when withdrawal of treatment is unethical? A, reversal design, B, multiple baseline design, C, alternating treatments design, or D, changing criterion design. So what's wrong with this mock question? Well, first, let's look at the question itself. The question says which design is best for demonstrating functional control. But functional control is not usually used like this in this context. Usually when we talk about research and experimental design, we're referring to experimental control, which is what I'm going to assume is meant here. As a quick reminder, experimental control is the extent to which the experimenter maintains control of the independent variable, hence experimental control. So if the dependent variable, or the target behavior that you're measuring in a study, changes in response to the independent variable or your intervention, and it changes only when that intervention is introduced or withdrawn, or the values of the independent variable are changed in some way, such as in a parametric analysis, then we can say that your study has demonstrated experimental control. And the more that you replicate these effects, the stronger that demonstration of experimental control is. Now, the problem with this question is that all of the designs listed, with the exception of the reversal design, can demonstrate experimental control when withdrawal of treatment is unethical. There is no one best design in this scenario. Instead, the choice of design is going to be based on your research questions and the purpose of your study. For example, with a multiple baseline design, you're answering demonstration questions. These are questions that demonstrate whether or not your intervention works. So if you want to know if an intervention works with different people, with different behaviors, in different contexts or different settings, then you would select the multiple baseline design. Alternating treatment designs, on the other hand, typically answer questions like, does this one intervention work better than this other intervention? Those are comparative type of research questions. Alternating treatment designs can also answer parametric research questions, which answer questions like, does more or less of this intervention work better? And alternating treatment designs can also be used to answer demonstration type questions if a control condition is included, but that's a topic for another video. And finally, changing criterion designs are often used to answer parametric questions, but they can also be used to answer other types of research questions as well. The main thing to remember with changing criterion designs is that they're used when you want to change behavior gradually. So they're not really appropriate for behaviors that are dangerous, such as self-injurious behaviors or other aggressive types of behaviors where it's really important that you want to change behavior very quickly. Another thing to keep in mind with changing criterion designs is that the behavior that you select for change must already be in the participant's repertoire. So it's not really good for teaching new behaviors or shaping behaviors. So as you can see, all of these designs can be appropriate depending on the goal of your study. And none of them, with the exception of the reversal design, requires withdrawal of treatment. So they can all be used when withdrawal of treatment is unethical. And they can also all demonstrate experimental control, because experimental control is demonstrated when you have a well-designed study, when it's rigorous, and whenever you've adequately controlled for threats to internal validity. So how can we fix this question? Well, perhaps if the question were changed to say, which design should you not use when withdrawal of treatment is unethical, then the correct answer would be A, reversal design. But as the question is written, there isn't one best answer. Only one wrong answer, which is reversal design. Okay, so hopefully this video helped you think a little bit more critically about mock questions that you've come across online. And maybe you even learned a couple of things about experimental design and when to use which type of design and which scenarios. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit the like button. And if you come across some mock questions online that you find a little bit questionable, then leave them in the comments. Drop me a comment below. I might just feature one in an upcoming video. Just be sure that any questions you share are anonymous and that they don't come from any paid mock exams or paid products. Let's keep things ethical and not break any copyright laws. See you in the next video. Until then, happy studying, and remember, you've got this.